Hi guys, it's Candice here at the Passion Home, Downtown Langley, and welcome to another episode of Candice's Creative Corner. And down at the store, it is actually Inspiration Month, and we talk about anti-slone chalk paint every day, all the time, use it everywhere, and we talk about how it is used on so many different surfaces. So today we're talking glass. Yes, I want you to root through your recycling. Save these beautiful jars, soak off the labels, and have some fun. So we're gonna start with this one here. This is just a canning jar. I don't necessarily want this print on there, so I'm gonna use this flat surface at the back. I've got my Old White here. Old White is actually one of our most popular whites. It's my favorite. And I'm just gonna put some into a little bowl here. And I'm gonna do something, a little trick that I do at home if I want a really fast, thick paint, is I'm actually gonna take some baking soda. I'm gonna toss a little bit in there.
Is that baking soda or baking?
Sorry, baking powder. I don't bake, clearly. So, so I'm just gonna mix that in there.
Oh, let's have a look.
And I'm just going to make it nice and thick. I'm even gonna add a little bit more because I want it almost like, I don't know, because I don't bake, but I'm thinking it's like baking, you know, not muffins, but pancake mix maybe. All right, so a little bit thick there.
Good morning to Leslie.
Good morning, Leslie. Alrighty, so you can see how gorgeous and thick my paint is. And so I'm going to just, actually, before I do that, I'm gonna let that sit because I'm going to do some gluing on here first. So this is one of the ones that I started ahead of time.
Oh.
And so I'm gonna show you with the clay, using some stamps and make an impression in the clay so it makes it like a label. And this one here, you can see all the texture on here because again, I did the baking powder trick on here. So I'm just gonna start with some clay. So we have the air dry clay from Orchid Designs. Really important, guys, that you actually keep this well packaged up when you are not using it so that it stays nice and soft and pliable. Alrighty, so I'm gonna take some here. I'm just gonna warm it up in my hands a wee bit. And I am going to use my roller because I feel like I can just get it a little bit flatter. I want a nice, flat, fairly thin surface to work with. I don't want the edges perfect because I want it to be like an old label that's had lots of time and love. Right? So I just did it on the parchment so that I can pull it off really easy. I'm going to use this one here, Devonshire Cream.
Oh, and
so,
which stamp set is this again?
This is from Crockery.
Crockery. I love this one.
Crockery is fabulous. It's great. People, you do this on cookies. Super cute. Make it look like broken china. I don't know. I love it. Alrighty, so we're just gonna print this in. So I'm just pushing all of those beautiful details.
I'm just gonna come around.
Yeah. Into my clay. So just pushing it on. And I'm actually going to just rip some of the excess here. I'm gonna pull it up. You can see the imprint in there. Look at how pretty is that?
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that great? And now I'm just going to just rip off because again, I don't want it to look perfect and cut out exactly. And I don't mind if a little bit like that rips off because it looks like it's been around for forever. Alrighty, so there's my clay. I'm gonna just close this up. Wrap it up right away, people, so that it stays nice and fresh. And I'm just going to throw some glue. I like to use this Weld Bond or Tight Bond. They're a great glue for this. I'm flipping this over and I'm going to basically paint the whole back of this. I'm gonna be fairly generous. This glue does dry white, or clear, sorry, not white. But I'm gonna be painting my jar anyway.
Good morning, Peggy.
Okay, so notice I'm going right down all of those edges. And going to stick it onto my jar. Alrighty. Sticky fingers, make sure that I have it the right way up. Wrong way up, the right way up. And I'm just going to stick it right on and making sure that all my edges are down. You could curl them slightly if you wanted, and that just gives that effect of it kind of that over time it sort of peeled up as well. Totally up to you.
Oh, I get it, yeah.
Right? So I'm not pushing on all my details because I want to keep them nice and crisp. And I actually just hit it with a blow dryer. It's nice and soft. It's gonna just create a little bit of a crust on here. And then I'm gonna paint it right away.
So that'll dry it up then?
Yeah, so I'm not drying it. Just a wee crust, and then I'm ready to paint. So let's look at this. Look at this. It does look like we're baking. Look at that. It's all gotten a little bit frothy and very fun. All right. So I'm not going to paint this like I normally would paint. I'm actually going to kind of dab it because look at all this texture that I'm creating. Right? It's going to look like it's an old crockery. And when you add a little bit of this, and I'm putting the paint on fairly thick, I actually can sometimes get away with just the one coat, even with the white, which doesn't generally happen. Alrighty, but you can see just how quickly, and yes, the Annie Sloan chalk paint is sticking to the glass, and it will stick on there. I am going to seal it afterwards. If you were going to put something super wet in these, like if you were going to put a soap pump in there and put your soap in there, I would actually lacquer it because it's just going to give it that little bit more strength with all the wetness that might go on there. I have one at my kitchen sink, and you know, my kids just kind of overflow it all the time, so.
I love the texture.
Right? Isn't that so fun? And that's,
have a look, you guys.
I mean, when you leave your paint open, you can get a really nice thick paint as well. This paint is just so insanely versatile. Oh, my hands are stuck. But you can also just create that instant texture by adding a little baking powder. So here we go. All right, so I'm mostly hiding that thing there. If I wasn't gonna put something on, I could just stand that back and use that as my little bit of fun. But we are just going to, so look at that. I
love the look of this. This looks so neat. Does it dry super quick on glass, or?
It's gonna, this one's gonna take a little bit to dry, but really not much longer than your paint anyway, right? It's a little bit thicker, and I could hit it with a blow dryer and dry up really quick, but through the magic of, you know, being prepared, that's why I have this one all ready to go. So you can see I've just painted directly over top, just like I did there. It was wet when I glued it on. And afterwards I did take a wee bit of like a 220 sanding paper and just softly soften down some of those really huge textures because I wanted to put an image transfer on this one as well. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to wax this, all right? And we're gonna bring this beautiful detail out and make it look like this shiny glass jar. This was actually,
I'm excited.
I think this was peaches.
And wouldn't that look so cute as like a vase for your, oh my goodness, I love it.
So many things, right? What about putting your utensils at your kitchen sink, right?
Yes.
You could throw utensils in there. You could definitely throw flowers in there.
Even the little lemon trees.
Little lemon tree. I was thinking too, if you had a lotion or a soap that had no scent to it, throw a little lemon essential oil in there and throw one of these on the top, and so pretty, right? So here we go. We're just gonna grab some clear wax. I've got a lot on my brush there, but you know what? We're just gonna get started working it in. I'm going everywhere. Alrighty. I want to really get inside of all these details, right? Because that's going to be where I'm going to add my black wax, just to give it that little bit
Candice,
more
I love
definition.
it when you do black wax.
I love black wax.
You're the best at black wax and dark wax, honestly. You do such a good job with it.
Everybody has their thing. So hopefully I have enough on there so you can see. And again, always wax on, wax off, right? So I'm just going to take my paper towel and remove some of that excess. So if I were to put the black wax directly on this before I had put the clear wax, it would just be black. And that's not what I'm going for here. So I'm going for this to look just like a beautiful old piece of crockery. So I'm just gonna use a detail brush because I don't want it everywhere. And I'm lightly loading, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go right into all of here and make this. Look how it just picks up every little thing. Love it. Going right inside of all those details, right? I wanna make it sing. All right.
Oh, this is gonna look so good. I love it.
So here's the fun thing now, right? Okay, I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna do all up here and around my lemons and make the whole thing look beautiful and vintage. A little bit over top of everything. But now I'm actually gonna take my cloth and I'm just gonna grab a wee bit more of the clear wax. Remember we talk about when you throw too much wax on, or if you want to remove the top layer and get down to, so we're just, see that clear
Look at
wax
that.
is just erasing
Candice, that's amazing.
So there we go.
Sorry guys, I get really excited. I'm watching it with you for the first time too, and this is so, oh my goodness, I love it.
So pretty. So I'm gonna do this around the whole thing. What a great gift. And then I wanna show you how you can just dress it up. So you can make yourself a little tassel if you wanted. You could just, jute is fabulous, right? Just wrap around. You could put the lid on or not, right? And just hot glue gun that on. You've got a beautiful little gift. You could fill it with something you've homemade. Again, if this is something that you're going to put something that's going to be liquid, you're not going to wash this. You're going to gently wipe it down. So you don't want something that's going to be yucky inside of there. What else? Look at this. Look, right? This one, we didn't even do much texture. I thought I'd show you with that one, just a really quick little stamp. Again, we have painted with the Annie Sloan Old White, just on top of some vintage or not so vintage. I think these were just things that I found in my recycling. And look at this, I just stamped a little fleur-de-lis here with the Iron Orchid design. I don't know if you can see, but we watch.
I'm just gonna come around, Candice, again.
Okay, so this is just simply, we're just simply going to stamp it. Ready? I want to make sure it's the right way up, and I'm just going to commit and push those edges down and make sure that all of it has a little contact with my jar. Look at this.
Oh,
Look
I
at how
love
beautiful
it.
is this, right? Look at that.
Look at guys.
Right, so you can take these empty containers and make them beautiful. Make a little series of them. And look at this too. You could even stamp on a little round of wood, tie this around. So super simple. Use your Annie Sloan chalk paint and take these recycling things out of your bin. Remove your wrapper and make beautiful things.
Love it. Thank you so much, Candice.